Hi, welcome to the Coffee Chat Show here on Buzzin Pattaya, the show where we talk about things that are happening right here, right now, as well as general news, tips, information and advice. Now joining me today, Dean, my man, how you doing, buddy?
Good, Trev, you?
Yeah, I'm very good. I mean, I can't imagine for the life of me, I've actually managed to walk up here in the rain and not need a canoe. I mean, how does that work?
This end of the Soi is not too bad.
Unbelievable. Now, if you don't know where we are, I'm in the dive bar, which is on Soi Chiyapoon, which is commonly known as Soi Pothole. And well, we'll talk about the potholes. I'm sure you've been up and down them like a yo-yo.
Many a time.
But before we go into detail about your bar here and about what it's all about, and we're going to cover a lot more of that in detail in part 2, tell me a bit about yourself, Dean. Where are you from?
Croydon.
From Croydon, a London boy.
South, very
South London, yeah.
South London.
You're on the fringes.
Croydon.
I'm trying to like give you a bit of an edge and like let you in, you know what I mean? Because I'm a Wandsworth boy, so like, you know.
Okay.
So the Croydon Halls?
Fairfield Halls.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they used to have concerts and that there, didn't they?
Wrestling.
Back in the day. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I got the wrestling there.
Yeah,
Big Daddy and those crazy guys.
Yeah, I remember all those
and
days.
Old grannies bashing them with their handbags.
And what was it? Giant Haystacks, Big Daddy, and who was the guy with the mask? Began with a K. Oh, guys, if you remember, who was the guy with the mask that did the? He had a black and white mask, didn't he? Oh man, I can't think of it.
Long time ago.
So you're a young lad growing up in Croydon, and you're here in Pattaya.
Yes.
I guess that probably wasn't on your resume when you left school to think, right, that's where I want to head.
No.
So when you left school, what did you do? What was your career path?
Like most people, mate, I had loads of jobs, you know, but the one job that I actually enjoyed was working in a bar. As a teenager, it was good fun, you know, but of course the money was rubbish.
Yeah.
So it was never going to be a career. So I left that and did loads more things, ended up being a floor layer, carpet fitter.
A carpet fitter?
Yeah, for a lot of years, that was good.
Man, that's some graft, isn't it? That is our graft.
It's a young man's game. Your knees and your back will not last forever, especially when you're a skinny geezer like me. So then after a few years of that, I thought, right, maybe the pub game, and it was a good time because there was a lot of pubs on the market then. Yeah. And there was actually an empty one, boarded up.
Oh wow.
Literally 1 minute from where I lived. So looked into it, got it for nothing.
Really?
Lease, a 20-year lease. Yeah.
Wow. And what was the name of your bar?
Hollybush.
Hollybush. Mm-hmm. And guys, if you watch it, if you ever was in Croydon, you went to Hollybush.
Crystal Palace.
Oh, sorry, in Crystal Palace. So you went from Croydon to Crystal Palace.
I lived in Palace for a long time.
Right. Are you a Palace fan?
Sorry, yes.
So that concludes today's coffee chat. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. And please, if you want to subscribe to the Arsenal fan site, I'll put the link below. If you want to follow Crystal Palace, jog on.
I'll be off then.
I mean, so you're a Crystal Palace fan, Crystal Palace guy there with your bar.
Yeah.
And it was called the Hollybush.
That's right.
So guys, if you were in the what years?
That would have been 93 till about 97.
93 to 97. You may have been in Dean's Boozer. How about that?
Might have been.
So, what was the inspiration for you to go into the pub trade back in the UK? Because obviously it's a long hours, isn't it?
It was tough. Yeah. I've never been shy of work.
Yeah.
And you know, when you work jobs for other people, you know, you're just wishing your life away.
Yeah.
You're just wishing your life away, and you're waiting for Friday or Saturday. And I thought, no, I've got to work for myself. I can't handle, you know, just being on the treadmill, so to speak.
And that was it. So you just dive in the dive bar, dived into the beer trade.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was hard work, and in those days, you know, you'd know it was rough. You know,
it was.
You had problems, but I worked. I think I had 4 days off in 4 years.
Wow, 4 days. And I was going to say to you, what do you do on your time off? But you never had none.
There was none. Yeah.
So, Hollybush, was that your first and only bar back in London?
No. I sold that one. Then I bought one that probably more people might have heard of, called the Gun Tavern, which is Old Town Croydon, Surrey Street Market.
Oh, nice.
And that was another 4 years there. That was good fun. Again, same thing, just work.
Yeah.
The difference between that one and the Hollybush was we started getting more into the food, selling a bit more food, which was good for lunch times because we had offices around there. I think BT had a big office there, so they were great for lunchtime trade, and at night time it was just locals, and at the weekend just the teenagers.
See, I can see that you're destined to be in this environment, because whenever you mention both the Hollybush and the last one there, you smile, you like light up.
Because what would I have done otherwise?
Well, I don't know, what would you have done?
I don't know.
Not carpet fitting. He'd be on his hands and knees now. Well, out here you'd be okay because there's hardly ever any carpets, is there? In fact, I don't even think I've seen a carpet.
Well, I did a tiling and as well, but mostly carpets.
You're working hard. You're doing what you're doing in the pub trade.
Yep.
When did you first come to Pattaya?
Well, I mean, the big bit we've missed out is I ended up moving from London to Sydney, Australia.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a guy work for me in the first pub, and we just became great mates. He worked for a year or so, then he went off backpacking to Australia. And he phoned me up one day, just when I was kind of at that point where I'd had enough of the second pub.
Yeah.
Said, there's a pub for sale in Sydney. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
He goes, I work there. The guy wants to get out of it. Come. I'm like, okay.
As easy as that?
Well, no, but in principle.
In principle.
Yeah, no, it was, many problems, visas and, getting work permits and that. It's the same as here. There's problems, lots of problems, but they can be overcome, and it took a few years to get that all sorted out. We bought the pub first.
Yeah.
And sort of had a few things there, but ended up being the best thing I ever did.
Really? And how long were you there for?
16 years.
16 years, man.
Yeah.
So, Croydon, Crystal Palace, now to Australia.
Yep.
I mean, did you holiday during that sort of like, what was that, 24 years, was it? 16, 4 and 4?
Not in England, but every year when I was in Australia, of course, I went back to England to see my family.
Yeah.
And I would sometimes stop off on the way there or coming back, like, again, came to Thailand, never Pattaya, never heard of it.
Yeah,
never heard of it.
Similar to me, mate.
Just didn't have a clue. No one even mentioned it. And then when I was sort of running out of, what's the right word, interest in Australia, because I'm getting itchy feet a little bit. And then a mate of mine, who I'd known for years, he said to me, oh, I go to a place called Pattaya. I'm like, well, where the hell's that? And then he goes, oh, it's in Thailand, it's great fun. He's got a girlfriend here, he had a little guest house on Soi with her. Yeah. It's about 5 years ago, I suppose. And he said, why don't you come on the way back? And this time it was me and both my brothers. Right. We're all in Australia. So we all went back to England, all come over here.
Can you imagine this?
Oh mate, I'm not joking. It was the taxi from Bangkok airport, fight the traffic, couldn't find the place. Eventually got to my mate's guest house just at the end of Soi near the market. And he sort of thrust a beer in my hand. Then there was then his girlfriend makes some phone calls, some girls turn up, and I remember, can I say this? And this girl turned up and just lifted her little shorts up and had F-arse tattooed on her arse. I'm like, oof.
Welcome to Pattaya.
This is going to be a decent holiday.
And can you remember the first bar you went to when you first came here? Or where you went? Where was it?
The guest house was down the end. There was a bar still there called Benelux. So I think we might have had a beer in there. Okay. And then the sort of motorbikes turned up, girls turned up. We did a sort of whistle stop down Walking Street, Sapphire, all these places. And it was just like, what the hell is going on?
So I suppose the question has to be then, you've come here, you've experienced Pattaya for the first time. Mm-hmm. It's just blown you away and you're like, oh my Lord, like this place is just unbelievable.
Made for me.
When you went back home, how much problem did you have trying to explain to your friends what really happens here? Because they must have thought you were having a laugh, mate.
I don't know if I really explained it that much. I mean, when you're in the pub game, you do have crazy nights. It's that culture. So it wasn't that new for me. But I told some mates, and I guess they just laughed and thought, yeah, really. Got back, and then I said to my brother Sean, I said, like, we should consider moving there. And
we've all done that.
Yeah. I said, well, what we'll do, we'll be clever for once in our lives, and we'll go for another holiday. Okay. But this time we're going to, be really sensible, check out accommodation, really get to understand the place, hire motorbikes, and work it all out. Be absolutely certain that it's going to be the right place for us. So of course we got here and just got on the piss for a week.
Well, you made an error there because you said you were going to be sensible and you hired a motorbike.
No, we didn't. No, we just got drunk.
I was going to say, because hiring a motorbike out here is not a good thing, especially if you've never been on a motorbike and you just like hop on.
Luckily I did, but I got one sitting outside there. Yeah. I hired it 4 years ago and I've still got it. Honestly.
So when you first came to Thailand, you mentioned earlier you didn't know anything about Pattaya. Yeah. So where did you go?
Going out, you mean?
Yeah, when you first came to Thailand to holiday, where did you stay? Were you in Bangkok or Chiang Mai? Where did you go?
Bangkok, Phuket, Koh Samui. I think even like 25 years ago, I think we went on a lads' holiday. Cambodia, Phnom Penh, Koh Samui, full moon parties.
Yeah.
But again, no one even knew of Pattaya. No one mentioned it.
Yeah, I must admit, and people don't believe you when you say that because they think you. I mean, I was exactly the same as you. I've said this many times. I won't go into too much detail. You know, I came here to Bangkok, went back, then I came back to Bangkok. Someone said go to Koh Samui, and I was like, oh, look at Chawang and the Mai. They've got girls there, unbelievable. Look at this. And then they were like, dude, get yourself to Pattaya. And then I've been here ever since.
There you go.
So enough said, and I'm sure everyone's been the same there. So you came here. You holidayed, you went back. I mean, I'm guessing then you must have had the bug or the urge where you thought, you know what, Australia needs to come to a close in my life and I need to move on. I mean, how difficult was that decision?
Easy, I think. I mean, we just sat there and said, you know, either we do it or don't do it. You know, there's no half measures here. You can't sort of half go there. You know, so literally, like, you know, packed everything up. It was mad. You know, house. I had a house, sold the house, then I bought a flat instead to rent out. And did all that in the matter of weeks. And then it was like, the taxi box came along, loaded up all the stuff in the house, put it in storage, gone, 2 bags.
Wow, wow.
That's it.
And did anyone around you, like your family or your friends, think, what are you doing? You're an absolute lunatic.
They know I'm a lunatic anyway, but I think they thought, good luck.
Really?
Yeah, sure. You know, good luck, you know, have some fun.
And have they been out to see you since?
I had my other brother and 3 mates came over just before COVID, actually.
Okay.
And they're all sort of, you know, married men, if you like.
Were. Were.
They had a brilliant time.
Yeah.
I think on the 5th day, my other brother said, "No more go-go's, please."
So when you came here, then obviously you've in Australia working hard. 16 years, you said.
Yeah.
Yep. So 16 years in the bar trade, working hard. You've come over here, you've experienced Thailand, you've found yourself in Pattaya and thought to yourself, wow, this is somewhere I can live. And, you know, when you came here, I'm guessing you didn't come here with a bar in mind, or did you?
No, I didn't. No, I mean, the plan was to retire.
Okay.
You know, I worked it all out and I thought I could just about do it. But if I'm honest with you, I didn't budget very well. And I discovered that I liked spending money too much. So I said, well, look, you know, we really need to sort of get a business, and obviously pub trade is what I know, although of course it's very different here. But then I said, if I can earn, hopefully, the same money I spend each week,
that's a bonus.
Then that's all I want, you know, just so I can live the high life, if you like, live like a king, whatever you want to call it, without blowing through my savings. So. Obviously, I mean, we're going to talk a lot more in part 2 about, you know, what it's like being in the firing line for the bar game, and I'm only going to ask you because I want to know myself for obvious reasons. run while you can.
Don't say that. I'm knee deep now. There's no running. But what I would like to ask you though is, you know, when you came out here looking to retire, and you found yourself spending more. I mean, one of the questions I want to ask, because a lot of people watch this would, in many ways, like to come here and do the same.
Sure.
How hard is it to live a normal life here instead of partying all the time?
I think it just depends on your own personality type. You know, if you're the sort of guy who, you know, likes a quiet life, enjoys a couple of beers in the afternoon, maybe wants to have a girlfriend, you know, like a live-in girlfriend, then I think you can live, you know, I think you can slot in quite easily. If you enjoy the nightlife and the girls and the fun and all that, which I do, then you have to be a little bit sensible.
I think a lot of people don't appreciate how difficult it is because every day here is a Saturday night.
Absolutely.
And that is one of the key aspects that when people come out here, it's different. When you're on holiday, we want every night to be Saturday. Of course we do, we're on holiday. Yeah. But when you're living here and it's like, oh, again? I've got to go again? That's tomorrow?
It's hard not to. You know, you sat at home and you've got a choice. Watch a Netflix or something and you can just look out your window and you can see the whole world going on. You think, I'm not wasting another day of my life sitting indoors.
just one. I'll go for just one.
Quite nice.
I used to say to my wife when I was back in England, I'm just going out for one, love, and I come back slaughtered.
No such thing.
And she must think the pint of beer is like this big and this wide, because I say, I'm only going out for one day, I'm just going to go and meet my mates. And I come back hammered, and she's like, man, what are you doing? So,
it's just hard to say no, isn't it?
It is, and I think that's a really good point you've raised there, that, you know, all jokes aside, people that do come here don't appreciate just how difficult it is to avoid temptation. Even myself, you know, I'm away from this industry, you know, I've got a home up in Korat, so I tend to be lucky where I can separate myself. But when I'm here, it's really, really hard. And of course, it's going to be even harder in due course. So when you're away from here, in terms of like working, and we're going to talk about this later, but when you're away from here, what do you do to relax? How do you relax? Can you relax?
Well, it is simply a case of just staying indoors. Shut the door, cook some food, put the telly on, or play on the computer, and just accept that you're not going out.
So you're obviously a movie buff. What's your favourite all-time movie? You must have watched a million.
I tend to watch series more, but best movie of all time, The Green Mile.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah,
what a film.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks and John.
The big fella.
Yeah, what was he? John Martin's? No. I tried to take it back, boss. I tried to take it back.
Yeah.
What a film! Legendary film.
Yeah.
I want to say that's really bugging me now. Is John Paul? Oh man. Anyway,
Answers on a postcard.
He was a big dude.
Yeah.
He was a big dude, but I like Tom Hanks as well. A very, very good
Great
actor.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been here now in Pattaya?
Over 4 years.
Over 4 years. Yeah. And looking back, any regrets? Excluding this side of the thing, in terms of like your lifestyle, in terms of settling in, any regrets?
No.
None at all?
No. I always work on live for the day, obviously one eye on the future. But the past, what happened yesterday's gone, done.
So if I rewound the clock now, and you're back in Australia, and you're doing your 16 years,
right?
And I said to you, right, listen, you can come out here if you want, and go the path that you followed since you've been here, would you do it?
Wow, great question. I would probably come up with a better plan, but I'd get here and just end up doing this anyway.
And when you say a better plan, in what way?
I don't know. I'd probably be more, in my mind, I might sort of plan it out a bit better and say, right, maybe perhaps not live in central Pattaya, maybe live in Prattanac or something like that.
Yeah.
But knowing me, I'd just end up doing what I do anyway.
So you mentioned earlier you sold your house and then you bought a place to rent out. Was that kind of like your get out of jail card? I've got that to fall back on.
Absolutely. So that's my kind of pension, insurance, a rainy day.
Yeah. Well, it was a good plan though, because obviously you do need something just in case.
Look, I would say, to anyone who does want to come out here, if you have got a property, do not sell it. Rent it out. Find a way, because that's yours forever. Okay. Money will vanish.
So you're here, you're kind of like relaxing but not relaxing, you're kind of not partying but you're partying. There was a time when you sat down and you said, we need to get an income, we need to do a decision and build a business.
Yeah.
And you went into the bar game, and we're going to talk a lot more in part 2 about what it really is like to run the bar. But in a general aspect, looking back now, any regrets about the bar industry?
No, I haven't really got time for regrets. I mean, it's obviously, this COVID's been unfortunate.
Sure, yeah.
And it's, the consequence of that is that we've been open, 2 or 3 months out of the last, 2
years,
yeah. Regrets? No, I think we've got to wait till we open, and then it'll find its feet.
Away from Thailand, away from Pattaya, where would be your next journey?
I think I'm happy here now.
Oh yeah.
If I was I did want to actually try the Philippines, but obviously never got round to that. But from what I read and what I hear, this is the number one. This is the best city in the world.
It's funny, the Philippines. You mentioned it. I've never been, and all I can keep flashing in my mind is people tell me there are armed guards outside like the 7-Elevens.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I don't want to be there.
Not a good atmosphere, is it?
Not really. What I mean? I mean, it's bad enough if your missus has got a headache and she's she's in a bad mood. But some dude stood there with an AK-47, like, do you want to pay for your milk, mate? Yeah, definitely. You can have 2.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. So I've never been. So I'm not quite sure what it's like. And guys, if you've been to the Philippines, help us out. How does it compare to Pattaya? Because I've never been, Angeles City and all these places.
Yeah, you hear stories. I mean, I think I saw one. It was is it Subic or something?
Yeah, Subic Bay. Yeah,
that's the place I wanted to go, and I was going to go for a visit when COVID came along. I was going to go and check it out, just in case it's better than here.
Yeah.
But all the stuff I saw on YouTube and whatnot didn't really sell it. And one thing I read was saying all the old army guys, they all sit in the bars, but they face the door. Like you do when when you're in a dodgy pub back home, and you have your back to the wall, so no one can come and get you. And I thought, that's not a great advert, is it?
Yeah. Talking about doors, I'm going to ask you about a question about doors now. What's the best door that you've walked through, here in the Agogo bars and bars scene here in Pattaya in your time here?
You mean when you get the rush when you walk through a door?
Well, if I was going to say to you, right, come on in, Dean, we're going out, where would you take me? And you can only take me to one place. Which door would you walk me through?
It's hard to get past Sapphire, isn't it? I mean,
interesting.
In terms of quality, if I had a friend come over and they said, take me to somewhere that's top notch, Sapphire would probably be the choice. But that said, All the go-go bars are great. I mean, the Metro, I mean, I love them all.
Yeah, Sapphire, that's a good. Normally people go for like the windmill and, you know, the normal sort of like knee deep and ankle deep.
Me, you know, anyway.
But I must admit, yeah, Sapphire's very good. What about Skyfall?
Again, I've been there, but I can't necessarily pinpoint it.
Yeah.
I mean, is it 15 or 14?
Skyfall's Walking Street. Sapphire's Soi 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skyfall's the big one that goes right out deep out into the ocean.
I mean, I think when we first got here, the first sort of probably 3 months, we were out every single night, and I don't think there would have been many bars we didn't stumble into at some point or another, but remembering them, don't know. I say now the Metro is my go-to place, definitely.
Yeah.
This Soi I'd like now.
Hasn't it developed?
It's getting better, isn't it?
It really, I mean, this whole area is getting a lot better now. LK Metro, lots of refurbishments going on. Yeah. New bars are appearing.
Yeah.
Tree Town,
yeah.
Bacau here,
yeah.
Soi Boomerang. I mean, it really is.
Well, do you think, I mean, I know this isn't what I call mainstream, but we're only, 2 minutes walk from Soi Bacau?
Yeah.
And 3 minutes, 4 minutes from the Metro?
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Because I kind of think, you know, that sort of Tree Town, along down to Soi Diana there, and then the sort of square around there. That's going to be the, I hope anyway, the epicentre.
I think so. I think things will come to this area, and I think Walking Street. You know, we've flogged this to 100 times now about what's going to happen. Nobody really knows. We'll find out. You know, I spoke to Adam Judd from the Pattaya News. He gave a really good insight, really detailed insights to what he thinks and what the council and that have been saying. But you know, I guess, you know, we all know Pattaya is subject to change. You know, they wake up in the morning, we're changing now. Oh, really? So we're going to come to the end of part one. Part two I'm really looking forward to, because I want to dig into your knowledge for personal reasons.
It's going to be a short show.
Yeah, don't do it. Damn, too late. You got a lad coming over here for the first time. Okay, sitting on the airplane. Ignore the restrictions we're under right now. Ignore that. I want everything back open. We're all full guns ablaze.
Yep.
You got a lad on an airplane, and he's going to walk straight now. I'm going to sit him down there and say, right, you got 5 minutes with this lad. What are you going to tell him?
If it was one thing, I'd say fun costs money.
Fun costs money. Yeah.
It does. And I'd say, oh God, I'd say just you know, be careful, but enjoy yourself. You know, this is the holiday of your lifetime. This will be the best week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of your life.
You say have fun and be careful. Is that a reference to chicks with dicks?
Well, he might be into that. I don't know. Or he might be when somebody goes home.
Have you been caught?
No. Oh, I remember once my old dad come over here about just before COVID, and
Dad put him down.
And old fella, and we're sitting in one bar, you know, and the girl that was serving us was a lady boy.
Yeah.
And I could see he was looking at her, and she was quite pretty.
Yeah.
And he was looking at her, and I said, "You do know that's a geezer, right?" And he went white. He was like,
well, yeah, because let's be fair, your old man's at the age where, you know, that kind of stuff.
Never been out of Europe in his life, you know.
Oh, brilliant. And does your dad still come out here now?
It's gone now.
Has it? Oh, sorry, I apologise.
But he said that he loved it. It was 3 weeks, he absolutely loved it.
Yeah, fantastic.
And a couple of times he went on the missing list as well.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah.
Just going to go and get a massage, son. I'll be back in a couple of hours.
Gone for a walk. Yeah, that old chestnut.
Well, yeah, that was it. Yeah. Back in the day, I suppose, let's go for a walk, son. I'll be back later. Thinking, come on, Dad, I know where you're going.
Nice walk down the beach would be lovely.
Brilliant, fantastic. Yeah. Well, listen, Dee, it's been fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your time. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
And you, mate.
Thank you so much indeed. Guys, if you want to find out more about the dive bar, which is down here on Soi Chiyapoon, there will be a much more detailed interview we're going to do on Friday, coming out in a few days' time. Check that out. Come in and say hello to Dean. It really is a lovely bar. They've got some great girls in it. It's good fun. You've probably seen a lot of what I get up to in here, because I've been doing fitness challenges. Oh man, they've been putting me through the ringer. I've doing the bag game with Mai, and yeah, flipping heck, that didn't go very well. Although I won that one, but I still gave in, and you know. So anyway, but come down the dive bar and come and say hello to Dean and to the girls here, and have a great time. It really is fantastic. All right, guys, that's it from us today on the Coffee Chat Show. Thank you so much indeed for watching. Please, as always, remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we bring out a new video. Check out our members area. More and more members are joining each and every week, and send me your digital photo and I will send you back your digital ID card, which you can then come into places like the dive bar, and on your first drink you'll get a free Buzzin shot. How cool is that? And guys, join our Discord group. There's over, what's it now, 3,600 people on there now. It's incredible, growing from strength to strength. So guys, jump on, join it. I'll see if I can get the boys on there, and you can have a chat with them directly. All right, that's it from us, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and please, as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.